Take 2 on the AJ and McCall show.
After the show! I think our audio's working now.
It is.
Oh,
I can
good.
See it.
I'm so
All right,
glad.
So back to murdering our parents.
No.
Make sure the life insurance policy is super sweet to get that delicious payout that you can cry yourself to sleep through the $100 bills through.
It's
But the
solid.
actual question was, what do you hope gets handed down to you post-parents?
My answer is houses. I think houses would be a good thing to have.
Who's going to complain about getting passed down a house?
Whether I turn that into an investment property or I sell it for the money or whatever the case is.
What if they don't have anything?
Well, that's kind of, I mean, if I don't get the houses,
SOL,
I'm not
bro.
getting anything.
SOL.
You just ship it off to
I'm
the
pretty
DI.
sure you're a different generation. You're just going to get everything.
Also,
Yeah, I know.
I don't look forward to going through storage sheds
Oh, gosh.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
because there is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Mom, Dad, start throwing stuff away now.
Yep.
Save me time in the future.
Hey, you know what's coming up? Spring.
I mean,
How
I
about
do-
some spring cleaning? Yeah,
I do
let's
look
make that
forward
happen.
taking the tools.
Yeah.
Yo, okay, so there's your first dibs. Producer Butter says tools for Butters.
Tools for a tool. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I got no reaction from that.
What?
He's
Tools
just-
from butter?
I knew he didn't get it.
All
I knew
right,
he didn't
I take,
pick up
I
on
take
it.
back what I said. Take back my deject.
Oh, gosh.
Honestly, so off the top of my head, the only thing I can think of that my mom has, she doesn't drink wine, but she collects wine because, and I quote, it's pretty. And so I'm assuming they're nice about it. No one knows. Probably
I have
still,
no idea.
There's probably still garbage. They're garbage bottles, but I'll take a peek at that. Other than that, I'm selling the house. Though I didn't think about the investment property thing. That's not a bad idea either.
Yeah.
Depending on what we're looking at.
When you look at it,
mortgage-wise.
yeah, mortgage-wise, equity-wise is another thing to look at it. And then the housing market, of course.
You're not going to move back home?
No.
Live in the house?
Thanks, though.
Good
I'm
one.
all right. I'm all right. I got my own house.
I think my mom has 2 houses. I kid you not. She had a new house. They bought a new one.
Uh-huh.
Maybe they just stole one and were showing it off to me. I don't know.
Yep.
I've been home since.
I usually
But
do
When I
that.
went home a couple of years ago for my oldest sister's graduation, they were like, "This is our new house. You know, you can move back and have a kid. Quit that job you like." And I was like, "That's a great idea. Thanks for the advice, Mom." And so I didn't, obviously.
That's right. Another kid.
That's
but-
right.
She
Surprise.
that was when she because she gave up on me getting married because then she
Right.
started joking about how we have space. We have 2 daughters and they're both going to be in college in a year and a half. So we decided to go from a house with 2 bedrooms to one with 4 and a loft. We know how to buy houses.
I like lofts.
That's great, but you didn't need it if it's just 2 people. You didn't need a
I don't know,
4-bedroom
man.
house for a couple.
But then you could rent it out, and then you could make some money on it.
They ain't going to do that. They're
Oh.
absolutely not going to do that.
Then there's a problem.
But the address that they send me mail from is still the same address as the last house. So I don't think they got rid of the last house. So I think she does have 2 houses.
Well, maybe she just forgot to write the new address on it.
I've got multiple things.
Well, maybe she just wrote the wrong
Wait,
address.
is it a sticker
Is it a
or
sticker?
is it a stamp? Or like
Or does she handwrite
No,
it?
she writes it. It's
Really?
written. Yeah.
So
she's
maybe
gotta
she
have 2
just-
houses.
Maybe she just wants to get it
Wait,
sent
didn't
back to a
she-
wrong house.
Didn't she just get married or something?
No.
I have no idea. No, I think.
New boyfriend?
Question mark?
No, they've been dating for a couple of years.
Well,
they
that's
bought
what
a
I'm,
house.
that's what I'm saying. One still has the other house, and this one has the
Yeah,
new
maybe
one.
they...
No, but they got this wasn't his house. They got this house,
Right,
and that was May of 2019.
right. So they just kept the old house.
And send me mail from it, even though they live at the new one.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Regardless, the point is, houses dibs.
Maybe he bought the house, and it's not in her name.
But she could still send me mail.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not.
Maybe she doesn't want you to send her mail back.
Don't send mail to this house.
Please don't send mail to my
it
new
all.
house.
Maybe she didn't want you to think that she moved.
I saw
Surprise!
that they
We
gave me a
didn't
tour
move.
of the house and told me to move in.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right, but you're like, oh, I recognize this address. I'll open it. I don't
It
recognize
says her
this.
name on it.
I know, but
Producer Butters, I appreciate the energy you're exhausting trying to get to the bottom of this. I truly do.
Because we have no
appreciate it.
I
idea.
don't know.
'Cause
Let's
it
call
doesn't
her up
make
and
any sense
ask.
to me.
Hey,
Why do you
Mom?
send mail from your old house?
Why do you send mail from the old address?
not
I'm
that
very
curious.
uncomfortable.
But I want houses. But my dad, though, I got to be honest. If I level with everybody here for a second, I got to be honest. There's some stuff that I bought my dad thinking, I'm going to get that back. Like
That's no good.
The Chicago. No, because I gave it to him. It's all his for now. But I bought him. He got this. The Chicago Cubs won the World Series.
Uh-huh.
I think 2016, 17, one of those years.
Totally.
And so it had been 9 years, I believe, 108 years since they last won one. So we went in on a birthday present for my dad. We got him the plate that the newspaper used to print the paper that they printed the next day.
Oh, that's cool.
So he has that. I swear to goodness, Dad, if you haven't hung that up yet,
I'm going to
be very unhappy. I'm just going to take it back.
I'm going to come over and I'm stealing it. It's mine. I'm going to frame it and put it in my house.
And then I thought, I'm going to get that back. My brother's not a Cubs fan, so I'm not even going to have to fight for that one. I'm going to get that back.
Perfect.
It's perfect. And then, house. Well, but I have a whole bunch. I'm going to open up my portfolio immediately with all these houses that I'm going to not want to manage whatsoever.
Oh, yeah. But it's fine because you can pay investment properties, like management properties.
That's probably the better idea.
It's really not bad. I mean, price-wise, and it depends on where you're at, but it's like 10% of the income, basically. And so you still end up making X amount of dollars off of it.
Ish load.
Yeah.
Ish.
It's really not like
Then I can buy the nunnery.
Then you can buy the nunnery.
Yes!
Dude.
And make another rental property.
I want the nunnery. I do. $700,000.
Producer Buddy's got that.
Investment property. But
That's
the
why I
return,
make the big bucks, right?
But the return on the investment would be like iconic because you could rent that thing out.
Yeah.
Make
you would
so
get the
many
paycheck and be
dollars.
like, "This is iconic," as opposed to just like, "Yay."
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm sitting pretty for the rest of my life.
Wow, I am broke.
Here's the question: am I going to buy a house before I inherit a house?
No.
I don't know that I'm going to either.
No, I don't think so.
Like, don't get me wrong, my parents are only, let's see, they both turn 54 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 54. So, like, that's not old by any stretch.
No.
They still got years. But, I mean, okay, reasonably, let's say 40 more years, 94. I'm buying a house the next, I feel like I might buy it. 40 years, or I'm just going to give up. I'm just like, nah, I'm not going to do it.
I think you'll just give up. I think we'll just hold out. And then we're gonna discover that the housing market in Utah is just gonna keep going up and up and up and up and up, and soon Colorado.
Stupid Colorado.
I was still so shocked after looking at it yesterday and discovering that it was $600,000 for the average house price in Colorado.
I wasn't.
I was so surprised. Made me want to swallow my entire tongue. It's terrible.
That just makes me. That's. If I really could go back in time, I have to put the money. The stock market is one way. I just buy houses in places that exploded.
Yep. Well, and that was that's the move.
Just buy this house and sit on it.
Yep. That was the move from Dustin. He's kicking himself right now because we've got our house and I love our house. But if he had held on to his triplex for just 3 more years, he would have made
so much money.
Stupid money.
Stupid money. Yeah.
Stupid money.
Look, if you own a house and you're paying on it, you're going to buy a house. Don't take this personally, but I hope the housing market crashes so I can find one that's affordable.
I'm not taking it personally.
That's funny. That's the second time I've heard that. This week.
This week, who else wished it? I need to know.
I think we talked about it yesterday.
I'm not going to say.
You're not going to say.
I'm pretty sure we talked about it yesterday.
No,
I didn't say out
it
loud
wasn't
that
anybody
I wish
in
for the
this
housing
room.
market to crash. I just implied that that's what I'm hoping for.
Oh.
It needs to chill out. I don't have $360,000 just to kick around.
That's cute. It's $380.
I don't have that either. See, it goes up. I mentioned it 1 second. It went up $20,000.
Yep. Now that you said it, it's $390.
By the time it's McCall's birthday, it'll be $400,000.
Probably. That's next Wednesday, by the way.
See, and I
That's
find
what
it
I'm
crazy
saying.
to throw rent, just throw away money.
Yeah, and I agree. I feel that way, but at the same time, where the housing market is at this moment, that's hard. That's hard to be
But you got to start somewhere.
right. But I wouldn't want to start in an inflated market.
$380,000.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to start in an inflated market at all. I've got people that I know that are going to be buying a house here soon, and maybe the market just continues to climb up and up and up and up and up because of the housing shortage that's going on right now. I'm just shocked that
I'm going to buy one of those IKEA mobile homes for $48,000.
Yeah, that's not bad. I found a house that was only $37,000, but the HOA fee was $600 a month. So
What?
HOA.
it's a lot. It was a lot fee because it was it's a single wide.
I've never seen an HOA fee that was $600 before.
It's
'cause
just
they're
the lot
scumbags.
rent is what it is.
HOA always scumbags. There's no such thing as a good HOA. They get elected. They go, oh, now that I have this power, time to be a douchebag.
Yep.
But it's also fun to call them and go, why is my snow not removed?
Excuse me, why is my lawn not mowed?
Nah, I don't care about that. Also, clean up all the dog poo.
Somebody's got a dog
Sounds
and
like
you're
you
not
have
taking
experience with this,
care of it.
Producer Butters.
No, actually.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
No, okay.
He's just
gotcha.
making stuff up.
There's a rental place that we had to call and tell them to clean up the
Oh,
snow.
I gotcha.
I gotcha.
Because people were getting stuck in the driveway.
Well, they
What
should
if I
stop
become the
doing
thing
that.
I hate? What if I eventually buy a house and there is a HOA and then I elect myself into or run for office in HOA and then I become the head of the HOA? Become the thing I hate the most.
Then it just is a personal reflection.
See,
That's when you start doing a lot of internal
I'm going to be that
assessing.
one. What's that car insurance commercial where they talk about the terrible HOA? Is it Geico?
I don't remember.
Mailbox was 2 inches too tall.
Probably.
Just cuts it down
Oh,
with a
yeah.
chainsaw.
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, you're putting it back up because I ain't putting it up.
All right, duct tape. 2
Also,
inches low.
If you don't put it up, I'm going to file charges.
I will
with the,
literally punch you in the
because
face.
that's a
This
federal
was meant to
crime
be a
because you just
joke.
messed with the mailbox.
This is meant to be a joke, and you're taking this way too serious. If you got in a fight with an HOA, I'm starting to think there's a scar there.
He got in a fight with the mailbox.
Mailbox. How many mailboxes have you run over in your time, Producer Butters?
Never.
4.
None.
Do you still hear their squeaky screams at night when you try to go to bed?
No, I've never hit a mailbox.
Oh, okay.
Although I used to have like a really flimsy mailbox, and
Oh.
because the snow plows, they don't.
Oh, yeah.
Because I lived on a street that people went 60 miles an hour,
Heck
and
yeah.
also the snowplow went that fast. So when the snow hit it, sideways mailbox. No, it was still there. It was still
It went like
standing,
this.
but the mailbox was. And you have to bend it back
well,
up.
if the opening was up top, it'd be easy because you just be like, "Boop."
Well, I
Pull it
mean,
out.
the lid would still be this way, but the mailbox would be like this.
Just
oh,
sideways.
that's not great.
No.
So you'd have to bend it back and then kind of bend the door back.
Come here, mailbox. It's okay.
I'm
I
laying
still
on my
love
bills
you.
this week because the snowplow buried my mailbox and I can't find it.
Also, one time
That
I
would be
got,
the worst.
I think it was that year that you moved here, I got a letter
That was a
in
bad
the
year for
mail
snow.
from the mail person that said, please clear the snow away from the front of your mailbox because we can't get to it.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite. I'm like, Good news
Well,
I'm
is,
going to be honest, I would have put more snow.
yeah. Good news is,
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a mailbox, so mine's at the post office, so I have to go over there. Bad news is, I don't know why, but for some reason, anytime I have to go over and go get my mail from the PO box, it's like 5 days later than I expected it to be.
McCall's too uppity for an actual mailbox.
Yeah, my town runs on horses and dirt roads, and so they're like, "Hey, we
The
can't
Pony
drive
Express, Producer
here."
Butters.
Look, I don't even have a mailbox.
It,
I don't
it
even have a
operates on the
mailbox.
Pony Express.
That's funny. Yeah. So anyway,
Mail's here.
so
I can't wait for it next week.
I went and had to get something from my mailbox the other
Bow and
day.
arrow through my letter.
And I opened it up and I was like, so this says that it was due 5 days ago. So what am I supposed to do about that? Because the mailbox said that it had been stamped the day before, and it's like, hey, heads up, you owe us stuff. I
You
was
know
like,
what that makes me think of?
all
There's-
right.
There's a really great It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Mac and Charlie get a job in a office
Uh-huh.
to try because they need to get health insurance. And so Charlie starts working in the mail room.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, if it doesn't say emergency, I burn it. If it's important, they'll send it again. He says stuff that says frequent notice or whatever. He says, I put that back in the mail and I mail it to myself, by myself a couple of days. But it sounds like your P.O. box says, I don't want to deal
Dude,
with this. I'm just
seriously.
going to mail it back to myself.
Just
Give
put-
myself
like,
a couple days to
Return to
organize it.
sender.
That's basically what it
I don't
is.
want
Like it's ridiculous. Like there was something that like Dustin got in the mail and it was from the town, okay? Mind you, town hall is like a block away from my house.
just
Like
slid it
I
under your
walk over
door.
seriously. And so I have
Taped it.
gone over and gotten stuff that's like from the city that's like, hey, heads up, these changes are occurring, and if you don't want them, then you have to reply by 5 days ago to be able to get opted out. I'm like, oh well, that's great. Guess we're just opting in because
Little
I
did you
got
know
it
that was their
days
whole
late.
plan.
That sounds like election corruption. I'm going to be honest. That's election corruption.
No,
All right, if
small town politics. What?
if we have to change, we have to change our city's policies, but we don't want anybody to vote on it. Here's what we do: we use our own post office.
Yep.
They'll screw it up so bad, no one will know.
Yep.
By the time
Nobody's
they gets
gonna
there,
know.
Probably because they had to send it to Salt Lake and
You know-
have it come back.
Seriously, it's like
I'm serious.
pretty sure
that's what
a plot-
happens.
I'm pretty sure
That's-
that's a plot in the Dukes of Hazzard movies with the Stifler. The plot is basically that they're going to vote on something, so they throw a rodeo so everyone's distracted. I don't know. It sounds like something your town does.
I'm
but
serious.
I'm gonna be honest,
That's-
it does.
It is.
It's what they do. So
Yeah,
does your
'cause-
post office have like if you're gonna mail a letter, does it have like in town and then out of town?
No,
Okay, so like there's some mailbox
it's
like
just mail drop.
like for instance the Lewiston one.
Uh-huh.
If you were gonna mail something in town, they have an actual in town one, so they don't have to send it to clear to Salt Lake.
Because it has to go to Salt Lake and then
But I
come
don't know
back.
if it's still that way today. I mean, that's how it was like I don't know 10 years ago. But that's because if you put it in
a prime
the
reflection of how things used to be.
if you if you put it in there, it has to go to Salt Lake and come back.
Yep. It's like your drop-off
So it's
time,
faster to
cutoff
mail
time
something
is 3
from St.
o'clock.
George to here than it is from here to here.
Here-
Yep. From
Here
here
to
to
here.
5 blocks away.
Yep.
Gotta go to Salt Lake.
Stupid mail.
It's fine. I'd like to drive to Salt Lake myself so I could drive to Salt Lake and then come back and then go to the town hall and then drop off my stuff. Like,
Maybe tomorrow, producer Butters will enlighten us how the valley used to be 10 years ago. This has been the
Lot
AJ
less people.
McCall Show.
no.
After
After the show.